of the last 4 times in which the Cards were ranked in the top 5, including last year when they won in Tallahassee with Brooke Wyckoff as the acting head coach. When Louisville was ranked 3rd, they are ranked 4th now, and we are underway. Florida State wearing the road blacks, and look out for Morgan Jones, number 24, guarded by Engsler. Stepped out of bounds, but boy, during shoot-around today, we heard Jeff Walls and his staff say Morgan Jones' name a lot.
Yeah, he really did, and they went over that exact play to be able to cut Morgan Jones off. You can't allow her to get downhill.
Morgan Jones had a double-double in that victory last year in Tallahassee. Right off the bat, Emily Engsler doing what you just talked about.
Pam, did we mention she can shoot threes? I mean, she's such a difficult matchup. You set pin downs for her, forwards are chasing her off of those screens, and she's so efficient from the floor.
There you see the Florida State starting 5, Jones, Howard, Baldwin, and Gordon, who is a true freshman point guard, has the ball in her hands, number 11, guarded by Chelsea Hall, the Vanderbilt transfer. Gordon drew contact, no foul called. That's something Florida State is good at doing, drawing contact, getting to the line. One of the points of emphasis mentioned by the Louisville coaches to try to keep the Seminoles off the line. Cochran working against Baldwin. Jones gets a rebound. Olivia Cochran and Liz Dixon, the pair that we'll see underneath for Louisville tonight. Engsler defending Jones very well. Aaron Howard can't get the follow.
No, rebounding is going to be key for Louisville. They have to finish every defensive possession with a rebound. Florida State is deadly if they can get multiple offensive rebound putbacks.
Cochran trying the tough turnaround. Jones comes up with the rebound. Florida State pushing it. Engsler stuck her hand in, almost forced the turnover.
Now, I think Florida State has to look at opportunities to get River Baldwin touches inside. They've got to play an inside-out game, pound it in, get her some touches, put some pressure on the Louisville interior defense.
Morgan Jones with the answer, the senior from Jonesboro, Georgia. Jeff Walls saying that she is going to be a terrific pro.
Well, you look at her length and her athleticism, her frame at 6'2", her ability to play in the open floor, and defensively use her length and athleticism. She makes up so much ground on the defensive end of the floor because of that.
Yeah, she's 6'2", but seems to play a lot taller than that. And she and Engsler, a very interesting matchup on this end of the floor. Engsler coming from Syracuse, where they only played zone, and Jones got 2 in a row.
She's really smooth, and you look at Morgan Jones, and you think she's really starting to look comfortable on the floor this season. Florida State has had a lot of players in and out and have not had a chance to really get consistent chemistry on the offensive end.
Yeah, injuries and then COVID hitting them at various times. Cochran somehow was able to collect, but couldn't make it go. And this Florida State team has no player, not one, has started every game this season. Jones guarded by Van Lith, has the height advantage. Puisis is their three-point specialist. That one fell off. Now Hall, the point guard, gets it to Van Lith. Might have taken an extra step or two. Engsler kept it alive.
Travel was a point of emphasis early in the season. She might have gotten away with one there.
Yeah, not early in this game, though. Van Lith. Nifty little move. Engsler with another rebound and could not field it cleanly.
And I think that's another area that Emily Engsler's a difference maker. She pursues offensive rebound opportunities. She doesn't wait for it to come to her. She's playing around the perimeter a lot, getting herself and her team multiple opportunities.
She has the only points of the game. It was a three-pointer for Louisville. Engsler shooting over 50% from 3 this season. Bajetti, number 4, Sarah Bajetti, the backup point guard from Finland, has checked in now for Florida State. Sue Semrau's team fairly deep this year. That time of season, though, where a lot of coaches are starting to tighten up their rotations. Bianca Jackson couldn't handle it. Now Valencia Myers gathers it. So 3 subs in now for Florida State. Shot clock winding down. Baldwin, good look, good result.
One of the things Jeff Walz mentioned to us was we have to be able to keep Florida State in front of us one-on-one. Multiple players on this Florida State team can attack the gaps, and when you force that rotation, you get easy looks.
They have that confidence of having had success against Louisville. Baldwin stepped in Engsler's path that time and was called for the blocking foul. So now Baldwin takes a seat for the Seminoles. Engsler heading to the free throw line, the senior from New York. One of 11 Syracuse Orange players who transferred last year. She was the first to go. Wanted to go to a place where she could hone her skills, looking towards the WNBA.
Yeah, one of the things that Jeff Walz had mentioned to us was just Emily Engsler wants to position herself to play at the next level. And in this system, and to her credit, her work in the offseason to really hone skills, to make herself more versatile. You know, there are a lot of players who say they want to play at the next level who aren't willing to put in the work that it takes to get there. And Emily Engsler has done that. And we've seen her continue this season to get better and better, more assertive, more aggressive.
She is on the Naismith watch list for National Defensive Player of the Year. Thought she had a block on that one, but was called for the foul. And we also saw a glimpse of Engsler's emotional makeup. Jeff Walz is her head coach. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the winning and losing when it comes to the Seminoles. In Louisville, Jeff Walz has won 401 games as a head coach at Louisville. Kenny Brooks, Sue Semrau, and Wes Moore only have more in the league. Semrau, all of hers coming at Florida State. But one thing that Jeff Walz has struggled with is Florida State. Since they joined the ACC, and certainly the top 5 losses since 2015, Florida State's gotten them the most of any team 5 times. And usually when they play NC State, State's in the top 10.
Yeah, you know, this is just one of those matchups for Florida State that always seems to be in their favor. Length, athleticism, pounding the ball inside, really challenging the Louisville defense and being able to hit big plays. And certainly helps when you have a player like Morgan Jones, who was outstanding last year against Louisville.
Louisville has lost 7 of the 10 games they have played against Florida State since their first year in the ACC, which was the 2014-2015 season. Morgan Jones at the line after being fouled by Emily Engsler. Got them both. Jones has been terrific at the free throw line this year, 81%. And last year in that win against Louisville, she hit 12 of 15. So they want to keep her off the line tonight.
Well, she does such a good job of drawing fouls, and she uses her body. She contorts her body oftentimes when she gets up in the air.
Kiana Smith wide right and right into the game and delivering. Liz Dixon, part of that tandem in the post.
Liz Dixon really has been giving Louisville a lot of good minutes. She had 12 points and 5 rebounds against Wake Forest, but she comes in, she knows what her job is, and she does it.
Nothing flashy, but as you said, is in there to clean up. Louisville missed 7 straight shots before Dixon got them back on the board. Hall keeps the possession alive, doesn't shoot a lot.
No, Jeff Walz was talking about he needs Chelsea Hall to take her open shots. Really everybody to take their open shots between she and Haley Van Lith. Sometimes she takes the charge right there. Sometimes they hesitate a little bit too much, sometimes a little too unselfish. But Chelsea Hall making a terrific play in transition defense. Establishes position, and you see Bajetti just lower the shoulder and go right into her.
This is a very good Louisville defense. 6th in the nation in scoring defense. They are on pace to set the all-time Louisville record, only giving up 51 points per game, which is 5 points below the record they set a couple of years ago. Louisville missing 9 of their last 10, but only down by 2. Engsler She's a really good passer. That was nifty by Dixon.
She is a really good passer, and that's what makes her such a tough matchup. You have to defend her for the score. Her vision is so good. She's able to deliver it. And Liz Dixon, the early entry and being effective. And we'll just see this quote-unquote post-to-post action right here. Engstler does such a good job of drawing attention. Liz Dixon does such a good job of getting good position and then the good finish.
So Dixon with 4 points coming in off the bench, ties the game up. Mikasa Robinson, more of a defensive-minded point guard in. Now for the Cards, Van Lith hounded by Jackson, got away from her. And Morgan Jones, or pardon me, that's the rookie, Michaela Timpson, number 21, who is really fun to watch, and it's going to be a really good one. There she is, KK, she is known to her teammates. Picks up her dribble, though, in a little bit of trouble.
That's a great denial by Kiana Smith right there, not allowing Sammy Puisis to get a hand on the ball.
Baldwin, a little bit too strong. Robinson kept it alive. Puisis threw it away. Mikasa Robinson, bumped by Jackson, count it.
Louisville wants to push the ball. You have to push it by excellent possessions on the defensive end, and Mikasa Robinson gets in the passing lane, initiates contact, and finishes.
Very heady play for the senior from Ashland, Kentucky. Was on the ACC All-Defensive team last year, likely headed there again this season. Only averages 3.5 points per game. And that is not her strength. Now 9 of 20 from the line this season. Jackson, who was the starting point guard last year for Florida State, number 0, gets it over to Gordon, who runs the point this season. Dixon from behind, blocked it, and then it was Engstler. The Louisville defense gets it going again. Engstler trying to be a little bit too fine with that pass to Van Lith, but this defense is stellar.
Well, Louisville does such a good job of using their length. That's the help by Robinson to be there on time. The second rotation by Engstler. She gets a hand on, I mean, what makes them so difficult? Number one, they're disciplined on the defensive end. They're aggressive, they get in your face, but they use their length to their advantage, and they play good position defense.
Gordon off her. Another turnover forced by Louisville. 5th one. And you see the numbers. 2nd in the ACC in points allowed and 6th in the entire nation. 11th in the nation in field goal percentage defense. 2nd in the ACC in steals. The problem has been consistently scoring for this team, or finding a consistent scorer. Van Lith got it.
One of the issues with Louisville on the offensive end is just they don't have an identity. They don't have the one go-to scorer, and they're finding their identity. They want to be a good transition team. You get those opportunities with your defense, but offensively, sometimes with so many weapons, it's about figuring out how in the flow to get your shots.
Boy, that's good work by River Baldwin to snap a 9-0 run. In years past, they have had one dependable great scorer they could go to. Now they have about 6 to 8 that Coach Walls can depend on to score, but they don't have the one that you just give them the ball to and something magic can happen.
And when all 5 players on the floor can score it, sometimes you get a little too unselfish and you pass up really good shots trying to make somebody else better.
Emily Engstler is a pain in whatever body part you want to say if you're an opponent.
Yeah, she is. And she's a player who this season in particular has just been locked in. She's been locked in. She's been focused. She's been consistent. And I think that's one of the greatest compliments you can give Jeff Walz, is to be able to bring that out of her, for her to have the respect of her teammates, to continue to elevate her play. And it's going to help her accomplish what she wants to do, which is play at the next level.
First quarter coming to a close. Cochran can't get it to fall, but Louisville takes a 13-10 lead after the first quarter, in large part because of Emily Angsler. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the kid from New York. Louisville with a 3-point lead over Florida State after one quarter. And Emily Angsler kind of says that she feels like her body is a canvas, has some tattoos that mean a lot to her. That is a tattoo from the 59th Street Bridge, moved to Roosevelt Island from Queens when she was 7 years of age. Blackwell Courts is where she learned to play in the shadow of the 59th Street Bridge. Got her first tattoo when she was in third grade, or not, she wasn't in third grade, but it was a tattoo of her third grade trophy from the CYO. And Emily Angsler's numbers starting out at Syracuse, and we just see the evolution of her as a player, and so much more dimension now playing for Louisville.
Yeah, there really is. And her versatility, she's being asked to do things she wasn't at Syracuse, and particularly you see it on the defensive end of the floor, now playing man-to-man defense as opposed to 2-3 zone, as Morgan Jones knocks down another jumper.
And Jones has been defended by Angsler tonight. Jones with 8 of Florida State's 12 points. Pam Ward and Stephanie White joining you from Louisville. Little alley-oop to Angsler, who got clobbered. Gordon picks up the foul, and Angsler at the end of the first quarter had a big-time floor burn on her elbow. Picked herself up, now at the line.
Another Bay Green Road, another donation by the Cardinals Charity Stripe Partner.
Caught them both, even though she took that hard knock.
I love the play, setting it up for the lob to Angsler, and Omaria Gordon. I like the foul too. I mean, you certainly don't want to give up an easy 2, and you don't want to give up an and 1.
Now some pressure from the Cardinals. Gordon, the freshman point guard. Jackson, well off the mark, but the offensive putback. Morgan Jones continues really to be a thorn in the side of the Cardinals.
Yeah, she does, and she's in the right place at the right time, pursuing the offensive rebound. She's so quick off her feet. Pam, you know, the thing about Emily Angsler, because she makes so many things look easy, I mean, her length, her ability to use both hands, you have to be physical with her. You have to try to keep her off balance. You have to make her really, really work for every bucket she gets.
Jones just blocked by Dixon.
Well, Morgan Jones is a terrific offensive rebounder. She tracks the ball, and that's not an easy rebound coming straight off the backboard. Really good job of putting that back in. And then Angsler just moving without the basketball, little brush screen. She doesn't need a lot of time or space. She right in rhythm with the left hand.
Uses both hands very well. Shot clock into single digits now. Gordon hounded by Robinson. Jones, always a good decision to get it to her.
It is, particularly in the mid-range. I mean, Morgan Jones, some of the ways that she shoots in the mid-range reminds me of Tweety Nolan.
Wow.
Not quite as elevation off the bounce, but catch and shoot quickly, just money from 15, 17 feet.
Angsler, wide open 3, a little bit too strong. Jones lost it to Tiana Smith. And Angsler, who else? Gets it out of the scrum. Angsler being guarded now by Aaron Howard. Shot clock winding down. Kiana Smith. Rebound by the smallest player on the floor, Gordon, who's listed at 5'4", coast to coast.
You got to stop the ball in transition. Omaria Gordon is quick with that basketball, and she's fearless. We're talking about a true freshman who didn't get to play a lot this summer because of injury, who had the COVID issues as well, coming into this environment for the first time, aggressive and fearless.
Van Lith with the answer over Gordon. And Gordon from Bradenton, Florida, had foot surgery, so came in late in the summer and then had to sit out with COVID. Jones attacks the hoop and got fouled again.
Well, this is just a really good take, drawing multiple defenders. Morgan Jones, she's so long, she can elevate right over the top of you, makes it look easy. And Omaria Gordon in transition, you got to stop the ball. The young can go straight and strong to the rim.
Liz Dixon just picked up her first foul. So one of the things Florida State, or that was a concern for Louisville, for Florida State, was keeping Jones off the line. So far, they are not doing that.
And Florida State is a team that, between offensive rebounds and getting to the free throw line, that's where they get a lot of their production. Shot 25 of 26 from the line against Clemson. They get there a lot, and then they make you pay.
Jones was 11 of 12 herself in that last game against Clemson. Got 1 out of 2 on that trip.
And that's going to frustrate Jeff Walz right there. We saw him working on the press break today. It's exactly what happened to them in the fourth quarter against North Carolina State. Just careless with the basketball against the press.
Yeah, that infamous fourth quarter, which they were outscored 31-8. Looked like they were in control in Raleigh.
7 turnovers in that quarter alone.
Van Lith with the weak side rebound. Alana Smith, number 2, in for Louisville, the senior, second year here after playing in junior college. Van Lith, who is a natural lefty. Boy, the defense just converged on Cochran. Dixon got it and was fouled.
Pam, I'm not sure I've seen Liz Dixon play this confident. Every time she gets the ball, she is confident and aggressive to the rim. And really from the beginning of the season to now, adding this dimension to her game, going to the rim strong, not fading away, taking the contact and finishing the play.
Gets a three-point play after being fouled by Myers, and that's one thing that Jeff Walz says he loves about Liz Dixon, that she's going to grind on every play no matter what happened on the play before. And she has really given them a lift with 7 points off the bench. Myers, nice little pocket for her, wide open, and then on the rebound, a foul on Timpson on the attempted box out.
The foul on the Seminoles, number 21, Timpson, her first, team third.
So Engsler is out. You've got Dixon and Cochran playing together for Louisville, along with Alana Smith, Van Lith, and Mikasa Robinson. Cochran right down the lane.
I think Louisville's a different team when Olivia Cochran is assertive and aggressive offensively. Typically you see her on the low block, that time attacking strong. And the energy, taking the charge. I mean, we're used to seeing Olivia Cochran around the rim. This time on the perimeter, just attacks and finishes. And then on the defensive end of the floor, gets herself established, sacrifices her body. You see the emotion.
Cochran, the sophomore, was an all-ACC performer last year, had a good NCAA tournament run. Second foul on Valencia Myers. Van Lith caught it, shot it, missed it. And Haley Van Lith has started to come on from the outside. Very infamous start.
Yes.
1 of 19 from 3 to start the season, and since then she's hitting at 40% beyond the arc.
Well, look, it's an adjustment for Haley Van Lith when she was a complimentary player on the opponent's scouting report with Dana Evans on the floor. And early in the season, she had to figure out where does she fit because everybody was keying on her.
Terrific block by Dixon. And the finish by Smith on the other end.
What a pass, Pam. That pass was right on the money. Defensively, Louisville locked in, getting it done. Liz Dixon's been a huge lift. And Mikasa Robinson with the pass right on the money. Louisville on a 7-0 run because of their aggressiveness to the rim and plays like this. Liz Dixon has been a spark off the bench. Olivia Cochran attacking from the perimeter. And in transition, they want to run. Their defense has been terrific. Pass on the money. Alana Smith with 2. And I'm going to tell you, Pam, Liz Dixon has been terrific. I mean, she had 7 of the 11 points off the bench for Louisville. Her energy has been big in this run.
Yep, has not missed a shot. Also has 3 blocks and 9 minutes on the floor. And there you see some of the numbers. Louisville killing them off turnovers and in the paint. And this run has been with Emily Engstler on the bench for Louisville. 7-0 run for the Cards. Shot clock into single digits. Gordon dribbles through the lane and stepped on the baseline. Turnover number 8 for the Seminoles. Baldwin, yep. Mai Forsberg got her. Billy Smith, Katie Lukanich, also our officials. Second foul on Baldwin. Team's 5th, so Coach Walls' club is in the bonus for the rest of the half. Alana Smith heads to the line, freshman year at UCLA and JUCO, and now here at Louisville. We remind you to join us on Sunday at 4 Eastern on the ESPN Network. It's NC State with Elisa Cunane and company taking on North Carolina in Chapel Hill. State won a few weeks ago by a chunky margin. Check it out this Sunday on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. And speaking of chunky margins, North Carolina's thumping Duke tonight.
Yeah, North Carolina's a team that can score the basketball. So they struggled against NC State in that environment, and I think it's going to be a terrific rematch. Really looking forward to that one.
And North Carolina right now beating the Duke women by 20 in Durham. Dixon just picked up her 2nd foul. And North Carolina dropped out of the top 25 this week. Maybe taking it out on the Blue Devils right now. Engstler back on the floor after an extended rest. Morgan Jones has been quiet after a very fast start. Smith, nice pass. Cochran!
But one of the advantages of not having one dominant scorer is the way that this team can share the basketball. And if they can get in a rhythm, if they can keep their timing and their spacing, it is really difficult to check when all 5 players can score.
6 Louisville players have scored, only 3 for Florida State. Aaron Howard working on Engstler. Huisis drew the defenders, and then Engstler with the emphatic block on Baldwin.
Team defense, defensive rotation, help off a ball side by Cochran. Emily Engstler has her back, and now 1 second on the shot clock for Florida State.
5th block for Louisville.
Shot clock violation, Cardinal basketball.
And if you're going to run a lob for River Baldwin, you got to throw that up high. Throw it up and let her go get it.
The game for Florida State, number 32, Valencia Myers, replaces Baldwin.
Semrau back after spending last year with her mother, who was battling cancer, and we're happy to report is in remission and doing well back home in Seattle. Engsler blocked nicely by Howard. So Emily getting a taste of her own medicine on that trip. Morgan Jones off the mark. Valencia Myers, good work to keep it going. And right now, Florida State just taking a bunch of jump shots, and that was indeed deflected.
Louisville's just so quick to recover. They get hit on one screen, they're chasing out or switching out and recover quickly. By the time Florida State is catching the basketball, they're right on top of them. And we've seen some good defensive teams from Louisville. This has by far been their best.
Yeah.
And most versatile.
Robinson with another steal. Engsler tied up before the shot.
Jump ball, possession stays for the Cards.
But the possession arrow in favor of the Cardinals, and Robinson showing her value. I mean, literally, this is a player who doesn't have to score a point, and they still need her.
Yeah, she defensively is always a lock. I love the emotion that she brings. She's an emotional leader for this team as well.
Does have 2 points tonight. Van Lith, quick, won't go. Jones trying to run, but Smith and Engsler got back. Puisis gets the points, her first of the night. Cuts the lead to 8. We go inside 2 minutes. Engsler tried to get it to Dixon. Good job by Puisis to knock it away. Engsler with 8, leading a balanced Louisville attack tonight. And one Smith for another. Alana goes out, Kiana comes in. Alana gave them some good minutes off the bench. Now a whistle.
I like the look that Louisville was using right here. As you see the comparison, Engsler and Dixon versus the rest of the team, but trying to find a way to get Haley Van Lith a touch on the low block. She has an advantage over Bajetti from a size standpoint. We saw them working on this today in shoot around. She's strong. She can use her. She might not blow by somebody with quickness, but her strength and her ability to get into defenders.
Second foul on Bajetti sends Van Lith to the line. 78% free throw shooter last 4 games. Haley averaging just under 17 points per game. Gets the lead back up to 10. Jackson. Engsler got a hand on it again. Kiana Smith. Her first basket of the night and another assist for Robinson. The second quarter has belonged to the Cards, outscoring the Seminoles by 10. Puisis stops, hits it.
Boy, it would be big for Florida State if Sammy Puisis can start knocking down some shots. Not a great three-point shooting team, but if Puisis can get some confidence and start knocking down some long-range shots, it opens up the interior.
Myers called for the foul.
But this is when Louisville is at their best. Defensively, they're getting deflections, they're getting steals, and they're pushing in transition. It's a team that at times struggles in the half court to score, but if they can get in the open floor, they are very, very difficult to contain.
Myers just picked up her third foul. Cochran visits the line for the first time this evening.
Checking in for Florida State, number 5, Mariana Valenzuela. She replaces
Adriana Valenzuela in, the freshman from Mexico. Missed a couple of games with a hurt back, working her way back onto the floor for Florida State. There she is. Morgan Jones can't keep her quiet for long.
No, I mean, what Morgan Jones does so well is she changes her speed coming off of those screens. They ran her off a little Iverson cut. She knew the pin down was coming. It wasn't a great screen, but she exploded off of it, and she just needs that little bit of time.
It's amazing how quick her release is, and as you mentioned, has that true jump shot.
It's quick and it's high.
Ooh, yeah.
Can't get it.
Yeah, try to defend that. Louisville trying to use up as much clock as possible. Engsler, a little bit too strong. Rebound, Jones has to hurry. Louisville, led by 3 after 1 quarter, take a 11-point cushion into the locker room. Time now to get you to the studio. Kelsey heading things up.
Get some easy buckets. They are really, really tough to handle.
Louisville has scored 11 points off of 10 Florida State turnovers. And you see the rest of the team lagging behind Morgan Jones. And the bench points, Florida State has nothing off the bench. Jones just picking up where she left off.
Yeah, she really is. And I think this is a tremendous challenge for Emily Engsler to check Morgan Jones. You mentioned the midseason Defensive Player of the Year finalist right here, and she's getting all she can handle from Morgan Jones.
And Engsler, one of 15 players on the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year watch list. Chelsea Hall with the miss. Baldwin boards it for Florida State. Morgan Jones, a very special player, number 24 in black. Steph says reminds her of the great Tweety Nolan, who had such a terrific career with the Detroit Shock. Oh my, Sammy Puisis with long, long range.
Yeah, and Puisis needs to get going for Florida State. They need to be able to knock down some shots, but I mentioned the Tweety Nolan reference just because there are so few players that are deadly in the mid-range and so few players who can elevate over defenders like those two.
Cochran, extra effort with the putback. And then Jones showing some versatility. Last year had a double-double in the upset over number 3 Louisville. Punishing them again tonight.
When you have to believe that Florida State has some sense of confidence in the way that they've been able to play Louisville over the last few years, knowing that they can keep themselves in the ball game, give themselves a chance, but Louisville is looking really good on the offensive end of the floor right now.
Yeah, Olivia Cochran now with 10 points. Liz Dixon had a terrific first half in addition to the 3 blocks, had 7 points. We will see her come off the bench. Jones guarded by Engsler. Great, great matchup. Baldwin, nice when she's left open. It's big when she can hit that baseline jumper. Her offense trying to catch up with her defense now in her 3rd year. Puisis taking the ball away, and now Gordon slows things down. Mario Gordon, the true freshman point guard. Jones, fade away that time. Oh man, you cannot stop that.
And I'd keep running that play. If I'm Sue Semrau, they've been able to they've had success off of it. She just comes over the Iverson and then comes back off of the pin down. But she's getting a little bit of help early in the second half. And Sammy Puisis says, if you want to stand that far back, I'm going to let it fly. And Morgan Jones in transition. I mean, she's got the ability to get to the rim. You know, for her, that next level is developing that three-point shot, really extending her range consistently.
Florida State has scored 11 points in just 3 minutes of this quarter. Baldwin gets him an extra possession, but then dribbled too much. Hall took it away. Alana Smith, well short.
I'm not sure why Bianca Jackson cut on top of River Baldwin. River Baldwin got the offensive rebound. She was bringing it back up top, and Jackson cut right on top of her, which allowed Chelsea Hall to get a hand on the ball.
So Louisville doesn't lose often, but 3 of the last 4 times they've played Florida State as a top 5 team, they have fallen, and they are riding an 84 home game winning streak against unranked teams. Florida State is unranked, coming in just 9-8 on the season, 3-4 in the conference, finally getting all their players back from injury and or COVID. Jones guarded by Robinson. And then Van Lith knocked it away momentarily.
You've got to be able to deliver that pass. Erin Howard had a clear mismatch. You just got to get it up high enough that she can go get it.
8 seconds to shoot. All right, Meyer is able to grab the Howard pass.
And taking advantage of another mismatch. Alana Smith was on her down low, and Valencia Myers was able to go to work.
So an 11-point halftime lead has been whittled down to 2 in only 4 minutes. Van Lith, guarded by Puises. Here's Cochran, working on Howard, muscles her way in, and draws the foul.
Well, Florida State's come out aggressive in the second half and really moving the basketball extremely well. Really good job of recognizing the mismatch inside. Valencia Myers kept working for that position.
At the line for the Cardinals, number 44, Olivia Cochran will shoot 2.
Howard picked up her first foul. Cochran got them both. Full court pressure now off the free throw makes. Jackson, who ran the point last year, now doing it with Gordon on the bench.
And I think Sue Simmer might want to think about having another ball handler in the ball game. Louisville's coming with this pressure, give a secondary look.
It's way too tall.
Out of bounds, Cardinal basketball.
Coach Sue, as they call Sue Semrau, her players talking to her freshman point guard. Freshman point guard's got to be a big-time process, right?
Yeah, no question. I mean, everybody's bigger, faster, stronger. Everything is coming at you 1,000 miles an hour. But every opportunity is a teaching moment.
Smith backed up Puises and buried the 3.
Pam, this is when we really see Louisville at their best, when they've got multiple players that are knocking down shots, when the ball is moving from side to side, when they're getting good production, 3, 4, 5 players deep.
7 different Cardinals have scored tonight. Jones over Robinson, who's a great defender.
It's just silky smooth.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot you can do about it, as opposed to the one thing is you got to crowd her. You've got to make her drive it all the way to the rim.
First team all ACC and all defensive last year, was an honorable mention All-American. Florida State getting back into it. Alana Smith coming off the bench, knocking it down for the Cards. Timeout. Florida State had some high expectations coming into the season, picked 5th in the league, but 16th in the nation, according to the AP voters, but then stuff happened. 6 different players have missed games because of injury and or COVID, 10 different starting lineups. So they're 9-8, 3-4 in the ACC, tied for 9th And believe it or not, here we are on January 27th, only playing their second ranked team of the season. And they're going to need to beat some of these folks.
Yeah, they are, and it needs to start tonight. You know, when you think about the opportunity for them to play a team that they've played really well over the last few years and gain confidence before they head into that schedule, it's really, really important.
They lost to Georgia Tech earlier this month, 68-64, in a game they made close at the end. That's the only other time they played a ranked team. Dixon working on Baldwin, who blocked her. Florida State shooting 49% for the game, which is really high against this Louisville defense, but Mikasa Robinson doing Mikasa Robinson things.
Mikasa Robinson came into their Wake Forest game, their last matchup in the second quarter, and ignited that 32-0 run with her defense. She makes plays like that that really energize her team.
And yes, you heard that right. It was tied in the mid-20s, and then it was a 32-0 Louisville run. Ran away with the game. Their last contest, Jackson. Boy, it'd be nice if they could get her going. Her first points of the night. The South Carolina transfer, working her way back onto the floor. Van Lith, way off. Oh boy, at least Dixon giving them a lift. Gordon, the freshman point guard, back on the floor for Florida State.
So you're 12 seconds left in the shot clock, and this is the first action that's happening right now for Florida State.
Gordon at least drew a foul there.
And you want to make sure that you're making the defense work, and you don't want to pound the air out of the ball. But Mikasa Robinson does such a good job of denying, getting in the passing lane, just getting a little hand on it, and then explodes out in transition.
Mikasa has 4 of their 6 steals this evening. Emily Engsler back into the game. Coming up on Saturday on the ACC Network and the ESPN app, a men's quadruple header highlighted by this 2 o'clock Eastern time as NC State takes on North Carolina. The Heels have won 6 of the last 7. See if that can be changed coming up on Saturday. Gordon got 1 out of 2. 4-point lead for Louisville. They've led by as many as 13. How about that? Cochran's first 3 of the season on only her second 3 attempt.
Well, it's a pretty good percentage. You think she can get Coach Walls to allow her to take some more of those?
Yeah, look at my range, Coach. Gordon slicing inside, got it, and was fouled by Cochran.
Olivia Cochran sets the fade screen, and River Baldwin doesn't come out to contest, so she shoots that like she's been shooting them all year, Pam.
Looking pretty good for Cochran. That's only the second 3 of her career. 1 for 7 last year, and now 1 for 2 this year. 3-point play by Gordon. Whistle away from the ball, and a foul on Baldwin. That is the 3rd foul on River Baldwin at 6'5", good presence inside. She is staying in the game, and now Peyton Verhulst, number 12, there you see her, freshman from Kansas, gets her first action of the evening. So Baldwin staying out there with the 3 personals. And the foul on Jones. Ball quickly back to the inbounder Robinson.
Morgan Jones, her first. Team board.
Just the first on Morgan Jones.
For the Cardinals, number 5, Mikasa Robinson will shoot 2.
Louisville was really concerned about putting Florida State at the line, but Louisville has done their job in getting to the line.
Robinson, a sub 500 or sub 50% free throw shooter, I should say. Got them both on that trip. Gets the lead back up to 6. And Morgan Jones has as many points, 23, as the rest of her teammates tonight. Good look to Howard. There was contact, but no foul.
Yeah, really good communication by Howard to let River Baldwin know that she was open on that cut.
And then good patience to let the defender get by her. Inside a minute, Robinson can't finish. Here's Bajetti, transfer from Arizona State. That's a walk.
That's called Cardinal basketball.
How do you say traveling and finish?
I'm not sure. Okay. We should look that up. It's a universal sign.
Yes,
though.
that's the good thing.
Yes.
Translatable no matter where you're from.
That's right.
Ensler, boy, was she posting up hard against Howard, who fouled her.
The foul on Seminoles, number 14, Howard, her second. Team 5th.
Ensler has not scored
At the line for the Cardinals,
in this
number 21,
quarter.
Lily Ensler will shoot 2.
How difficult is it, Steph, coming from Syracuse, where they're known under Coach Q Hillsman for running the zone and coming in and then running the kind of stuff that Jeff plays?
It's difficult. You know, you think about just the complete 180, not just defensively but offensively for Emily Ensler. You know, you play zone and you chuck threes. You know, is what the philosophy was. And you know, now she's being asked to attack off the bounce, to post up. You know, to move without the basketball in ways she wasn't before, and play man-to-man defense. And it's tough because a lot of times when you play zone defense, players equate that to not working quite as hard as they should and being up and down. Ensler has really thrived in this system.
She sure has. Looks like a totally different player. Robinson! So the Louisville defense on this end wreaking havoc, and it pays off on the other end.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, Mikasa Robinson has done a terrific job all day of initiating contact and finishing. I love the energy that she brings off the bench. It is so important to have somebody who brings that punch off the bench.
Mikasa Robinson with 9 points. That is a new season high and just one off her career high in scoring. She's valuable in so many other areas. Jones. Florida State got it to within 4, but a good finish to the third quarter. Louisville at 57. Quarter other stuff.
Yeah, the outside looking in, Oklahoma and Georgia Tech certainly have opportunities with the schedule in play to play themselves into one of those seeds as well. And I think the toughest region is the Wichita region right now, with Tennessee, Louisville, Iowa State, and Oregon, a healthy Oregon team.
Yeah, we saw a healthy Oregon team in person thump UConn as Ensler got her first points of the second half. And Tennessee in a dogfight with Auburn right now, only winning by 1 late in the third quarter on the road. Georgia Tech with a convincing win tonight over Boston College, who has been hot. Kiana Smith made sure she was shooting a 3, but couldn't get it to go. Pam Ward and Steph White joining you from Louisville, over 7,700 people coming out tonight to see their beloved Cardinals, one of the great home court advantages. Maybe not as great as Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh, as they witnessed firsthand last week.
How loud was that? Oh my goodness, you could hear it coming through the television.
And that huge fourth quarter comeback for the Pack last week. Angsler, she's so good going to her left. Tried to finish with her right and follows it.
She's padding those rebounding stats right there. She has such a quick first step. I mean, she's deceptive with her length, and she can get by defenders with that first step, and then her body control, her ability to stay in the air, to float, to move.
Jones, yes.
You see Angsler on the perimeter, just gets by the defender, has the advantage on the first step, and is able to elude the secondary defender, stay in the play, and get the offensive rebound putback. And Morgan Jones has just been terrific. Again, so good in the mid-range. She sees a contest, she elevates over and finishes with contact.
She is now outscoring her teammates 26-25, and with that 26 points, that's a new season high for Morgan. Scored 25 against Grambling way back before Thanksgiving. The lead is still 10 for the Cardinals. Brianna Smith guarded by Puises. Shot clock at 5. Angsler came away with it, but took steps. She kind of ran into Haley Van Lith. And they have a little discussion about that. So the last couple of years, Morgan Jones has really done well, to say the least, against Louisville last year with the double-double. And this year, over half of her team's points. Beat them twice as a sophomore a couple of years ago. Was part of that upset as Louisville was number 3 last year. Dixon, another block. Her 4th of the night. And she got blocked by Baldwin. Eight blocks now by the Cards. Angsler and Dixon doing the damage.
I like that one right there. Morgan Jones has been terrific. She's been killing them. And Haley Van Lith just goes straight to the double team. Make her get rid of the ball. I think this is another really good opportunity for Jeff Walz to challenge his team on the defensive end of the floor. How do you stop a star player? Because when you get into the NCAA tournament and you make deep runs, you've got to be able to stop a star player.
Angsler, great work to get around Timpson. We've not seen much of Michaela Timpson tonight.
Again, you think about a young player who is coming into a different environment, a difficult environment. Timpson's another one of those players who has gotten better as the season progresses. And she's going to be a special player for Sue Semrau.
He's shooting 65% from the floor, averaging 9 points, but is scoreless tonight. Jones just continuing to draw contact.
Great scorers find ways to get to the foul line. She does such a good job of attacking defenders, of getting to the line, making a living.
Tonight after our game, the women's Nothing But Net crew going to break down the ACC with highlights and analysis of every women's games and take a look ahead. The ACC Network and the ESPN app. A lot of things to talk about tonight in the ACC. Kelsey, Chelsea, Kelly, and Muppet McGraw. What a group. Muffet will be not grumpy because Notre Dame won, beating Syracuse. We like an ungrumpy Muffet. Boy, Olivia Miles going back to that.
I was going to say, and you mentioned Olivia Miles having a near triple-double.
Olivia Cochran replaces Liz Dixon.
30-point fourth quarter for Notre Dame.
Liz Dixon goes out. Great night for her. Off the bench, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks. Angsler, oh snap! Morgan Jones.
Wow. I'm not sure where she came from, but look at that elevation. She said this might be your house, but it's not coming that easy.
Welcome back. Louisville knew Morgan Jones would be a problem tonight, and she has been on both ends of the floor.
Well, they've said her name multiple times in scout defense today. But they didn't talk about this, Pam. Are you kidding me? She came from out of nowhere on the help side and got that on the way up. Perfect timing. We might have liked it.
Oh, my goodness.
That was nasty.
Morgan Jones with the new season high in scoring tonight, and give her a lot of, this was the Olympics, she would get a high score for
Yes,
style
she
points
would.
too,
Yes, she would.
as well as the effective block. Morgan Jones is a senior, but does have a year of eligibility left. But I'm looking at her now thinking, I think she might have a future in this game. Hey, another timeout. Welcome back. Emily Angsler with 14 points, 7 rebounds. Doing everything, 4 blocks. Louisville up by 8. And Florida State takes the ball away. Trying to upset Louisville for the 2nd straight season. Louisville did beat them in the ACC tournament, but fell to them in the regular season last year. Angsler, money.
I mean, Pam, she shoots at almost 50% from the three-point line. You got to be up closer. You've got to force her to be uncomfortable.
Bigetti, her chance for a three-point play.
Emily Angsler is so good at just coming into the play in the trail position. Nobody is near her. You have to find her. And then Bigetti takes it to the rim. Strong finish.
Bigetti took an official visit to Florida State before she decided to go to Arizona State, where she played her freshman year. Made her way east to Tallahassee. Smith guarded by Jones. Angsler. Kiana taking it to the bucket, and Baldwin got a hand on it. Jones a little bit sloppy with the dribble, but got it back. Another board for Angsler. Cochran. Beautiful finish.
There are a lot of things that I really like about Mikasa Robinson, but passing the ball up the floor is at the top of the list. You have so many lead guards who want to pound it and just dribble. It just takes too long. It doesn't put pressure on the defense. Every play, she's got her head up looking to pass it ahead.
Robinson has had a couple of really nice assists, long distance assists tonight.
And even if you don't shoot it from an offensive standpoint, it puts pressure on the defense. You have to sprint back in transition.
Emily Angsler has gotten another double-double. Smith has another 3, her 2nd of the night. Now inside 4 minutes. Angster with 17 points, 10 boards, her 6th double-double of the year. No foul call. These are the starters out on the floor now, with the exception of Robinson playing a lot of the point instead of Hall tonight.
Out of bounds, Florida State ball.
Well, Louisville has done an outstanding job of really moving the basketball. Multiple players getting a touch as Kiana Smith knocks down the 3. 14 assists on 23 made field goals. Again, when you think about this team at their best, pushing in transition, the ball's touching a lot of players' hands, moving side to side, high assist to made field goal ratio.
And Cochran stuck her hands in there.
Florida State's number 32, Valencia Myers, her 5th.
And drew the foul on Valencia Myers, who was just fouled out. But boy, you're right about Cochran. 17 points tonight, 2 off her career high, and affecting things on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, she does, and I think when she is an offensive presence down low, Louisville is a much better team. You have to continue to guard all 5 positions.
Kiana Smith attacking the basket a little bit more tonight. And then a tie-up.
Jump ball possession stays with the Cardinals.
Angstler and Courtney Weber. Robinson inbounds with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Smith, catch, shoot, hit.
Pam, we were watching shoot-around today, and Louisville was going over that out-of-bounds play, and Stephanie Norman was standing on the baseline saying, they're going to help on the backdoor cut. You'll be open off of the stagger, knock it down, and Kiana Smith did just that.
It's got to make you feel good as a coach when you see it
sure
all come
does.
true. Inside 2.5 to go now. Puisis, little ball fake to get inside of Smith as the shot clock expires. Baldwin fouled. I want to remind you to stay with the ACC network tonight after our game. The women's Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night. We told you they'd do that. Then the men come along on Saturday. Kelly Gramlin, Kelsey Riggs, Muffet McGraw, and Chelsea Gray coming up tonight on the ACC network. And the stars from the North Carolina game will be joining the crew tonight. They had a very impressive win at Cameron tonight against Duke. Alyssa Usby had 20 points, so maybe she'll come along. Good win for Carolina. Mikasa Robinson deserves all of this.
Yes, she does.
And my partner here is clapping for her too.
It's such a valuable asset to have someone who can come in off the bench and affect the game the way that she does. She elevates her team with her energy, with her intensity.
And she did have 9 points tonight, which is a new career high, but that was irrelevant really compared to everything else she did for this team.
Yeah, it is. There are so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet that players can do to, number one, get themselves opportunities to get on the floor, and number two, to impact their team's ability for success. And she does all of those things that don't show up in the stat sheet. Tonight she did show up in the stat sheet.
Yeah, big time. All across the board. Emily Angstler with the team high 19. She and Cochran combining for 36 points. Florida State has only scored 9 points in this quarter after putting up 23 in the third to get back into it. Puisis is going to still shoot. Her second 3 of the evening. And Florida State going to drop to 0-2 against ranked teams. And they're going to drop to 9-9 overall.
Well, it's really difficult when you're playing behind the 8 ball. I mean, this is a team who, before we had them at Georgia Tech, had only had 2 practices together as a unit. Gets another 2. And to try at this point in the season to put it all together and make a push is difficult. It's difficult.
And especially in this league.
Yes.
The ACC, 5 teams ranked now. North Carolina just dropped out. Virginia Tech should be in my opinion.
Yes.
Nice play there by Gordon, the freshman.
And when you talk about fighting for the postseason, you got to win the ones you're supposed to, take care of home, and steal a couple on the road. And Florida State just has not put themselves in that position yet.
And the fans at the KFC Yum Center, many of them standing now in appreciation. But gosh, concern now. Morgan Jones is hurt. With 14 seconds left in the game. Jones, who has been nothing short of spectacular tonight, 28 points, 6 rebounds, a highlight reel block. Amanda Robinson, the athletic trainer for Florida State. They have Virginia next, then go to NC State, play Notre Dame, and Duke. Doesn't get any easier, but the concern is for their best player right now. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout and come right back to Louisville. Looks like excellent news for Morgan Jones. Maybe, we hope, just a cramp as she grabbed her right calf, and these fans here gave her a standing ovation as she went off the floor after an amazing effort by Morgan Jones, and she's getting worked on. We hope it is just a cramp. But Louisville, with an impressive fourth quarter, pulls away to win it 75-62. They go to 7-1 in the league.